Oh, hey there, guys! Chumchou here, and welcome to first episode of my Pokemon Sun and Moon podcast. I did episode 0 on the demo, but the games are out. It's Friday night. It's literally 3 in the morning. I have to be at work in 12 hours. But this game is so fun. It's a lot of fun. I don't have my notes on me because I'm an idiot and forgot to bring my notes to my recording. That's alright. So Sun and Moon came out, and I'm doing my Nuzlock run. So the rules that I'm doing for my Nuzlock run are only one Pokemon per route. If your Pokemon faints, then it's considered dead, and you put it in the dead box. And then nickname clause and shiny clause. So the game starts off. It's really cool. It's like the professor. It's like you're watching like a video sent from the professor because you're moving from Kanto to the Alola region. That's the whole. That's like the whole story of it. So like you're an outsider moving in, and that's why you're learning about all this different stuff because it's different from the other Pokemon games you've played, and it is different. There's not like traditional gym leaders, at least not so far that I've encountered. So yeah, that's pretty neat. I'm not really talking about like all the story stuff. Because A, I don't really remember it. And B, what was I gonna say for B? I guess that works well with A, but A, I don't remember it, and B, oh yeah, I forgot my notes, and it's a lot less to talk about right now. It's because it's still early game, so I've not really been introduced to any of the bad guys. I mean, I've encountered Team Skull, but they're not like bad guys. Like I can see a little bit where the plot's going, but not really so far. So yeah, let's see. How does it start? So it starts off by the girl in the white sundress is running in this factory place, and she's got that little Cosmos Pokemon. He's so cute. Pew! He says pew all the time because he's like a shooting star or something. That's hilarious. I love that little guy. But yeah, it starts off with her running away with that guy, and then he teleports her away. And then as you're going to go get your first Pokemon from the professor, or I guess from like this island's leader guy, I forget what they're called, but this island's leader has the Pokemon. So you go with the professor to find him, and you split up, and you run into the girl in the sundress with the Pokemon, and then the Pokemon starts to run off because the girl in the sundress later says that when he teleported her, she says that when he teleported her that he was paralyzed for like 3 months. So this Pokemon's finally feeling some freedom. So yeah, this Pokemon's finally feeling some freedoms, stretching his non-existent legs, bouncing around, and Ada gets attacked by a swarm of Spearows. So the girl in the sundress says that she's too scared to go out onto this wooden bridge. She feels like her legs are gonna give out any moment because she's so frightened. So you run out there and you hug the little guy and has the Spearows attack you. And then in self-defense, the Pokemon, it just incinerates all the Spearows. Like literally, no, the birds don't fall or anything. The bridge explodes, and then the Spearows, they're just gone. They've been incinerated. They're dead. And then you're falling down into the lake because the bridge exploded, and he's not teleporting because if he teleports, he's gonna be like paralyzed for 3 months again, or worse, we don't know. And then what is apparently the island's guardian Pokemon swoops down and saves you. So that's your introduction to this legendary type Pokemon, and then also Cosmos, the little Pokemon, which is special for some reason and can't be seen by people, which is why the girl in the sundress keeps him with her and hides him from people. And it's also right when you get your Pokemon. So after that, you talk to the island leader, and he's like, "Oh wow, you must be a chosen one, because you don't see the island protector every day." So you get a Pokemon then. You can pick whichever one you want. I picked Rowlet. And the really cool thing is, well, it's not really cool, but it's just something a lot more heartwarming than the other games. It's like, oh, well, you picked Rowlet. Let's see if he picks you now. You know, they're not forcing Pokemon into these relationships. You know, because like that's kind of like what Black and White touched on. You know, with N was like, you are forcing Pokemon to be with you. He's like, but I can understand Pokemon. I understand that your Pokemon love you and they're fine with you. And you know, that was the same with him. His Pokemon loved him and cared for him and were willing to be with him. But you know, some people abuse their Pokemon and forcing them. And so I like that this Pokemon game at least touches on that. It's like, well, we're not forcing the starter Pokemon to go with whichever one. You know. Just but if they both choose each other, then you know they're partners. You know, they're set for life. Which is pretty neat, I guess. Anyways, I'm doing a Nuzlock. So after Rowlet, I fight the rival. But then the first Pokemon I encounter, it's the new bird type. I don't remember his name because like 2 battles after I got him, my family was distracting me and I let him die in battle. So I was like, oh, great. So it's just Rowlet. So, yeah. So I basically just used Rowlet for like a long time. Because, there are like sub routes in routes, but they're all counted as one route. So I'm counting, if you catch a Pokemon and it says that it's caught in Route 1, then that's a Route 1 Pokemon, you know, and you can only have one Route Pokemon. And I did. I had that bird Pokemon, which died. So, it's just Rowlet for a while. So we, after a while, you have to fight your rival again. As some part of ceremony praising the protector. And, the island protector, not the Pokemon protector, but the human protector. He says that you should participate in this battle because, you know, the protector, the Pokemon protector saved you, the deity saved you, you know, and you're a new trainer. You could use the experience. He thinks you're chosen in some way because the deity left this shining stone, which we don't know what it is. So he thinks you're special and has you participate in this festival. Yeah, so it was just my Rowlet against my rival's 2 Pokemon, which Rowlet did fine. He did good. We didn't lose anyone. So after that, we go and get our upgraded Pokedex from the professor, which we had a Pokedex already, but then when we go to the professor, it gets inhabited by a Rotom. So you have a Rotom Pokedex. So, yeah, and then we go to proceed to find our first trial, I believe. So we go into the city, and there's grass in the city, and since it's a city, it counts as a new route. So I'm excited, and my first Pokemon is actually an Abra. So this is really sucky because, you know, if the Abra breaks out of the of the Pokeball, you know, then you're screwed. It just teleports away. Thankfully, I just got a Great Ball from someone. I don't remember how, but I had a Great Ball. So I used the Great Ball on the Abra, turn 1, and it catches. So I was really lucky for that. But I've trained the Abra up, and it's evolved into a Kadabra, and it's level 20 right now, and it still doesn't have any attacking moves. So this guy is useless, right? So I just have Rowlet. Yeah, he's not even evolved yet. You know, he's like level 12. And we have to fight the guy who is the master of the trial. He's basically like a gym leader. But this isn't like it's not like a formal battle. It's just like a oh, we're meeting each other, you're gonna do my trial thing, let's just have a battle to test you out a little bit, kind of thing. You know, it's not like a formal gym battle, like everything's on the line. If you win, you get this, and you could say that you beat the strongest Pokemon trainer in this area. So yeah, I fight him, and he had a Smeargle that had Ember on it, and it burned my Rowlet, and basically it was 12 turns of me just healing back up until I was at enough HP to take a hit and retaliate back onto him, and then heal back up hoping to not get a crit. So it was like I would attack him, take a hit, heal up for the next 6 turns, attack him, heal up for the next 6 turns, and attack him again. And it was so crazy. I had just gotten a quick lock too from like a person in a Pokemon Center or something. So like, oh my goodness, I had a quick claw, and that was what won me the game. And I was like, oh, I should have lost, but I won, because if I had Abra, I would have lost, and then the whole Nuzlock would have been over. Oh, I just remembered where I got the quick claw and the Great Ball from. Actually, when you first join the city, you have to go to the trainer school and fight some students there, and then once you beat them, that's when you get those things from the teacher there, because yeah, you prove that you are a knowledgeable enough trainer, and so they give you these items, and then they let you go meet the trial master. So we beat the trial master, and he unlocks more of that. More of the island for you, because it's like these gates, and unless you have like permission, you can't go past these gates. So he unlocks these gates for you, so you're now allowed into more areas. And at this point, I catch another Pokemon. I don't remember what it is because I don't have my game on me right now. Actually, I'm gonna go grab that. Alright, so the Pokemon I get after this is actually an Alolan Meowth, and I figured that these Alolan Pokemon would be really rare. But no, they're like everywhere. It's just like normal Rattatas and stuff. So yeah, that's the next one I get. And since Abra's not doing me any good, right? I have this Alolan Meowth that I name after my cat, because my cat's, you know, he's a cat, so you know you love him, but he's kind of mean in return. So yeah, Hanzo is my Rowlet, and then Tiberius is my Meowth, and then Spoon is my Abra. That's what my current team is so far. We're on Route 2, I think. Yeah, Route 2. So after this, we I don't remember what happened. I don't remember what happens exactly. Oh yeah, Team Skull is there for a brief period while you're meeting the child leader. So you fight Team Skull, and then you go up through Route 2, and then you find a Delibird, and the Delibird is like, hey, this berry patch is under attack, so you go to this berry farm, and you find the same Team Skull members there. You floor them again because they're super easy, and then trying to remember where I got all these Pokemon from. Let me just see. Oh yeah, there's a cemetery too. That's like irrelevant, but I just got a Zubat there. So I have a Zubat on my team currently. He's not really usable. I mean he kind of is, but you know Zubats are really weak. So there's a cemetery somewhere around there. Nothing happens there though. I don't think you even get anything cool. It's just an extra route. So I got a Zubat there, and then yeah, so we've got a Zubat, Rowlet, an Abra, and a Meowth. So Meowth is basically like my powerhouse. I mean, Rowlet's my powerhouse. He's evolved now into what's his Pokemon name? Dartrix? Dartrix. I think that's his name. That's what he's evolved into now. And this is basically like what a gym is, and so we go into this cave, and he's like, once you go in, there's no turning back or whatever. So we go into this cave, and then he's just like, kill these 6 wild Pokemon. And it's like, alright, well, that's easy enough. They're like level 10s, you know, we already have an evolved Pokemon. He's level 20. So yeah, we fight them. It's an Alolan Rattata, another Alolan Rattata, and then it says another mysterious Pokemon that keeps on running away. There's 3 different entrances, and every time we get to where he is, he runs off to a different one through this cave system, so you can never block him off. But then the 2 Team Skull Grunts that you've already floored 2 times again battle you, and you floor them again. I actually like these Team Skull members. They're like really, they're nice comedic relief. You know, the game, it kind of feels like it drags on sometimes, especially if you don't have a new 3DS like I do. You know, the game is kind of slow, just mechanically. So it's nice that these guys are just there to, you know, you lift up your spirits more if you're feeling down. Which I'm not. I've been enjoying my time with this game. But it's just nice that they're there. Anyways, you fight these same 2 guys. You floor them, and then, I don't remember exactly what they said, because I was listening to something else at the time, so I don't remember exactly what happened, but for some reason they block off the 2 other entrances so you can fight this last Pokemon. And then this last Pokemon is an Alolan Raticate. So, he's like level 10 though. It was like really easy. It was really weird because right now you've got level 20, so yeah. Oh, and just so you know, you get the experience share a little bit before this from the professor. And I'm playing with it on. Some people think it's really too easy with it on, but when I got it back when I got Abra, so I was like, well, I have Rowlet and Abra, and since Abra's still not learned anything at level 20, I think it's pretty safe to say that it's fine for this to be on. If you guys think it's too much, though, I'll turn it off, but I don't really want to, but I will if enough people say I should. Anyways, yeah, we beat this level 10 Alolan Raticate really easy, and then after we beat that, I talked to the trial master, and he goes, "Oh, but there's one more trial you have to do. You have to go to the back and claim your Z crystal." So we go to the back of the cave, go to grab the Z crystal, but then out of nowhere jumps this massive, and it's like huge, it's like 3 times the size, Alolan Raticate. And then it has a stat boost that has a defense up. Yeah, so I beat that thing. It was pretty tough. I had to switch out. I had my Meowth up front, and I had to switch out to my Dartrix, because he had Razor Leaf and could attack the 2 Pokemon, because sometimes these Pokemon call for friends. And you guys might be able to hear it outside, but it's snowing, so that's pretty neat. I'm happy for the snow. But yeah, they call for friends, so there's sometimes 2v1, and so I needed an attack that hit both of them, and Razor Leaf was that move, so. After that, though, I got the Z ring, and then I forget what happens. I think you fight your rival after this or something. You fight someone. And I lost my Meowth. But then, yeah, I lose my Meowth, and then I go back into the cave, and I catch an Alolan Raticate. So that's basically what I use the normal Z move on. Is a Rattata, not Raticate, my bad. So our current team right now is Rowlet, not Rowlet, Dartrix, Abra, Zubat, and Alolan Rattata. That's a team right now. And then after that, since you have the Z bracelet and the Z move, the professor shows you how to use it, and then it opens up more gates for you. So, you go up to this next route, and this is where I catch a Spearow. And it's also where I lose the Spearow. So, rest in peace there, buddy. yeah, it's just like a route that, just, it's not really anything interesting, just like a mountain route. If you beat all the trainers, then there's a trainer at the end. He's called the red card trainer, and, his Pokemon have a red card, and when you beat him, you get a red card. So, whatever, it's weird. It's memorable, I guess. No reason to really go back there, though. But in doing this, you find the girl in the sundress again, and, Cosmos, or whatever that little guy's name is, has run off again, because he likes running away, and I feel like this is gonna keep happening. Oh no, Cosmos ran away from me. Can you go save him again? Because I don't like watching Pokemon fight. So, you go and save the guy, and then this is where I catch another guy. It's like this electric flying type Pokemon. It's called Oricorio. I'm probably butchering that name, but I checked the Pokedex and it doesn't look like it has an evolution, so it might just be like a single type Pokemon. But all the Pokemon in this grass were still like level 10, and I've got like level 20s now. I can see why people think that the experience share is broken, because this kind of stuff happens. But I mean, it just trains out your team more evenly for you. But yeah, I started training up the Orichorio, or whatever. I'm just gonna call him Oreo. So I trained up Oreo in this route because it was mostly flying types and grass types, which is really easy for a flying electric type to deal with. So yeah, I trained it up there, and since we just lost our Meowth, which was like our hard hitter, that wasn't what's his name, Dartrix. So yeah, our team's looking pretty good. After we do this, the professor says, "Thanks for finding my assistant. Now you can face the island leader and get the fighting Z-Stone." So I fight the fighting leader, and oh wait, no, the fighting leader is when I lost okay, yeah, so I lose the Sparrow at the fighting leader. I forget why. I think I was using Oreo. Yeah, I was using Oreo, and I didn't want her to die. And so I just switched out to Spearow. And I was like, well, maybe Spearow can take a hit. Maybe he can't. He used his Z move on Spearow and one-shot it. And I was like, yeah, there's no way it was living through a Z move. So I was able to send out Dartrix and clean that up and get the fighting Z-Stone. And then after that, we get a Tauros that we can ride on, and I found this cave at the bottom of the island and caught a Roggenrola. So that's the team right now. I don't have any more Pokemon in the PC. It's just those 6 of Oreo, Dartrix, Kadabra, Zubat, Alola Rattata, and Roggenrola. So that's it for the story, pretty much. After that, you take the professor's boat to the second island, and that's where I am so far. So, yeah, I figured this was a pretty good place to, stop playing and make the podcast. Well, I still have it all in my mind, So yeah, thoughts on the game so far? The cinematics look great, and they just throw them in all the time. They like whenever there's like a new route or something, there's like some sort of cinematic, and it's just it looks really pretty. The game looks pretty, The battles look pretty. Like when you're in a battle, it shows like the people around you that are just there watching, or it shows like where you are on the route, like completely. Like think like in X and Y, there was that one route, like where you catch the Honedges right before the big mansion place. There was that route, and when you were in the battle, it's like, whoa, you could see this whole road and the route, and it's so cool. That's basically how this whole game is. This game, it reminds me so much of Pokemon XD and Pokemon Coliseum. It's insane. Because it's like, I feel like the music sounds very similar. The sound effects sound similar. Because the music and sound effects is like, well, we want it to be the old stuff, but we want our own, like, spin on it. And that's kind of how all the generations been, but sometimes it's just been like, oh yeah, we just updated the sound effects to fit this current, to fit the DS instead of the GBA. But no, this, it's had several different games on the 3DS already. This is we're perfecting it. We're changing things. We're making things different. And I like that a lot. I like that a lot about this game. You know, when most of the time people say that Pokemon is stale and boring and stuff, and you know, I can agree with them to some extent on those things. You know, you're not collecting gym badges. You're fighting leaders and doing trials to get these Z prisms, which unlock new special powers for you. And you know, what did badges do for you before? Oh, now your Pokemon can cut things now that you have a badge, because apparently they didn't have claws before. Apparently your Scyther wasn't able to cut anything down with his scythe hands. But now that you have the badge, oh yeah, now you can do that. Yeah, so, I mean, yeah, I just really like it. Also something that I really like, but it's not really visible much in my Nuzlock, is that in different patches of grass on certain routes, you can find different Pokemon. I think that's really neat. Like if you're at like the bottom of a route, you'll find Slowpokes, where if you're at the top of the route, you'll find Pichus. And it's still all counted as the same route, but if you're just in different patches of grass, you'll find different Pokemon, which I think it's neat, you know. So it's like they have the island sectioned off in like 4 areas, so there's not really many places to catch Pokemon in a Nuzlocke, but you know, still in the normal game, it's like it all feels very connected, but it also all feels very different, because you know, you're finding different Pokemon and there's different ways to get through these areas, and you know, they look different too. Like the top section of the island has like this mountain on it, and like the bottom section has like this volcano with a cave, and it's also got like the beaches there, and then the other side has like a dock, and it's, you know, it's just all memorable. I remember this whole island still. It all feels connected, and that was something I was worried about, you know, because you have a fixed camera, and I was worried that, well, since I have a fixed camera, I'm going to be confused, this place isn't going to make sense, it's not going to be connected. But I think they really did a good job when they put the map on the bottom screen. They put the mini-map on the bottom screen, so if you're ever lost or confused, you can just tap the bottom screen, and you can see the map blown up and everything in context. Or you could just look down there and you can see the layout of the streets that you're on, and you won't get lost like you would in Lumio City, for example. So I think it's just really genius how they're doing some of these things. And yeah, like I said, they're changing things up. The music's great. The visuals are fantastic. Absolutely pushing the 3DS to its limits. There is one thing I wish you could do though, and that's do the battle systems with one hand like you can do in Bravely Default. So just listen to me for a second here. In Bravely Default, you know, it's like an RPG, but you can just hold the left side of the 3DS and use the D-pad for all your battle interactions. So what it is up and down on the D-pad is up and down, and then left is cancel and right is select. So basically what would be is that you could it would have like attack, bag, party, and run, and you could just scroll up to which one you want and then press right, and then you could pick which move you want and then press right on it again. And then you could just hold it with one hand. And then you could just walk around on the circle pad once you're done with the battle. You know, Bravely Default felt really fast because of that, even though, you know, there was like random encounters and you'd fight monsters all the time. But because you could just do it with like one hand, you could just be like walking somewhere and you could be like making a sandwich at the same time, because, you know, you could just do it with one hand. And lots of people are saying that some parts of Pokemon Sun and Moon feel slow, and I actually think that if they could just do it with one hand while drinking coffee or something, that they could that they would find it more enjoyable, because they wouldn't really notice. They wouldn't really notice if something's taking long, because they would be doing something else as well. I don't know. Maybe that's just maybe I'm crazy, but I figured, if Bravely Second could do it, the menu system already basically looks like Bravely Default. So I was just thinking, it just reminded me of it, and I tested it out. I was like, well, can I even do this? Oh no, I can't. Maybe I just played Bravely Default and Bravely Second too much. Anyways, I think I'm gonna call it for the episode there. I don't know if I missed anything. I probably did. Let's see. Character customization is great in this. Fantastic. Like I said, the cutscenes are great. I just sailed over to the other island. It was crazy. Like, my hair was flowing in the wind. It was just... it's just so good, dude. This game, it's so good. Do yourself a favor and pick it up. I haven't really come across anything that I dislike. Other than it's really linear, and it shows like objective points on the map, on the mini map. But it makes sense though. It feels connected, but it's just all very linear so far, and there's been no story like at all. It's just like, I can see that there is story coming, with the shining stone and the deity appearing to you and stuff, but as of right now, there's no story, and it's just like, oh, well, since the deity showed up to you, maybe you're good enough to take on the Alola region challenge. You should do that, which is fine and all. It's like all Pokemon games, but normally there's something else by this point. In X and Y, you were already introduced to Lysander, and in Ruby and Sapphire, Diamond and Pearl, Red and Blue. At this point in the game, you're already like well introduced to Team Rocket. So I'm looking forward to what's coming next. I hope the story picks up soon, because that's what I'm most interested in my games. I love Pokemon, and it brightens my day that a new generation is out, and I love playing it. But give me some story, because this is my first time in, and that's all I care about right now. So, if you guys think I missed anything, just let me know in the comments below. I'd love to get a discussion going with you guys. Let me know what you guys think of the Sun and Moon game. And I might have some guests on my next podcast, but we will see. And I might change the format up a little bit and add some music too. Add some music and some visuals to it, but I'm not sure yet. So let me know about that one, guys. Thank you so very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, you can leave a like, comment, subscribe, and all that wonderful good stuff. Also, make sure to check out my Twitter. It's at Chumchou Gaming. I'm active on there all the time. Hit me up there if you want to chat. And yeah, thanks for watching.